So, shall we round out the year in a good way? I'm not going to do a worst list because I'm not that negative. Maybe. Hello and welcome to FTTR. I am Ewan McQuaid and today we are talking my top 10 favourite wrestlers of 2021. Goodbye 2021. Hopefully 2022 is better, but wrestling as a whole has been pretty great this year. You know, lockdown, all that nonsense when that was out of the way. So yeah, this is a list of my top 10 favourite, most entertaining wrestlers that I have watched all year. Now I'm going to, again, these are my thoughts. I haven't watched much New Japan, so sorry Shingo, sorry Will, sorry Kazuchika. I haven't watched that much of your stuff, so you will not be on this list. This is just my personal taste. And shall we get into it? I'll do honourable mentions at the end of this list so that I don't spoil who's coming up. Sounds about right. Starting off with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is the almighty Bobby Lashley. Now, as someone who's not a massive fan of the main WWE product, I think Bobby Lashley has been outstanding this year. I loved his match with Drew at WrestleMania. I loved his match with Kofi at Money in the Bank. I even liked his match with Goldberg at Crown Jewel. I think he's been a really good champion, a really good ambassador for Raw. He's been really good. It's the end of the year, bit weird, sort of inserting himself into that feud. But on the whole, I've really loved Bobby Lashley this year. I think he's been a great champion. And at number 9, we have Hangman Adam Page. Now, coming into this year, I would have thought Hangman would have been higher. It seemed like it was going to be the year of the Hangman, but the main reason he's on this list is because I've loved all his character work. His matches, I've thought, have been good to great. His match with Danielson, of course, I'm recording this after I've seen it. His match with Kenny was great. I even liked his match with Brian Cage. Was that this year? I think it was, the opening of Double or Nothing. I think he faced Brian Cage. I could be wrong on that. But it's more for his character stuff. Particularly his stuff with the Dark Order, his overall arc I have loved, and his progression has been great this year. I can't fault it at all. Hangman deserves a slot on this list, which is why he's at number 9. And at number 8 we have the rated R superstar Edge. Now, speaking of just great years in general, I can't really think of a dud that Edge has had in 2021. His Royal Rumble match was really good. His series with Seth is great. His series with Roman was really good. His stuff with The Miz, he's closing out the year with The Miz. Okay. But I think overall he's just had a stellar year. He's shown that he is one of the best in the world, and his matches have been good to great, with a match of the year contender with Seth at Crown Jewel. That Hell in a Cell was insane. And he even made it onto my list, spoilers, in his triple threat with Roman and Bryan. Sorry. So yeah, I just think Edge has done really well this year. I think it's a great comeback, great story. Love a bit of the rated R superstar. And at number 7 we have this is probably going to be the most controversial pick on this list, CM Punk. Now, the reason CM Punk is so high on this list is because me personally, I have just loved every single feud he has had. I think he's telling a terrific story about finding himself again, and I've loved a grand total. That doesn't make sense. I've loved a lot of his matches. His match with Darby, great. His match with Kingston was perfection. The 6-man tag, MJF and FTR versus Sting, Darby and Punk, flawless. I think Punk has just had a terrific year, a terrific comeback, and he'd be even higher on this list if it was at the start of the year, but we've got so much more from Punk to come. And I can't believe it. It's madness that he's made it onto my Wrestling of the Year list, considering he was retired at the start of the year. It's madness. Coming in at number 6, we have the Young Bucks. Now, the Young Bucks are one of the best, if not the best tag team in the world right now, and they've just put on banger after banger after banger this year. Their run with the tag championships was terrific. Their loss in the steel cage match was amazing. Match of the year contender. Their 6-man tag at Full Gear, again, terrific. They've done good character work with Adam Cole and Kenny, sort of seeding dissension there. They've had amazing matches with the likes of Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Nick Jackson's been on a roll as well. Let's not forget his sort of solo run that he had. He had a singles match earlier in the year that was great. And there's just been a lot of good stuff that they've put out. I can't fault them one bit. Thumbtacks in the shoe, you should be on the list just for that. Coming in at number 5, making it to the top 5, Bianca Belair. Now, Bianca Belair is probably my favourite women's wrestler in the world right now. She is just magnetic to watch. Her strength, her speed, her athleticism is just unparalleled, and her matches with Sasha and her matches with Bayley, I think the matches with Bayley have flown under the radar because that Hell in a Cell match was banging. So yeah, Bianca Belair is just an amazing wrestler. She's had a great year. I can run down a lot of the matches that she's had that I've really enjoyed. Triple Threat Crown Jewel, Sasha WrestleMania, Bayley Hell in a Cell, Bayley at WrestleMania Backlash, I believe. They were all great. They were all great, and Bianca Belair deserves to have another run at the top, in my opinion. Coming in at number 4, we have best bout machine, Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega for a lot of people has been number 1. For me, there are just a few who have outshone Kenny this year, but that's no slant on Kenny. He's at number 4, for crying out loud. And yeah, he's just been on top form. His match with Rey Fenix at the start of the year was great. His match with Hangman Page at the end of the year was great. 30-minute time limit draw with Bryan Danielson, great. Triple threat double or nothing, great. I loved his match with Christian Cage on Rampage, and I even like the one at All Out as well. I think in terms of big matches, there's no one better than Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is the best big match wrestler on the planet right now, and yes, I absolutely loved pretty much everything he's done. Coming in into the top 3, number 3 is Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston has been on fire this year. His tag match with Moxley against the Young Bucks was really good. Showed a different side to him that we haven't seen yet. But his solo stuff, oh my god. His match with Danielson is one of the matches of the year. His match with Punk, one of the matches of the year. His promos, the promo war with Punk is just magic. Eddie Kingston has shown that he is one of the best, most prominent names in AEW, and he should be main eventing pay-per-views. He's just been so good throughout this year that hopefully this leads to something even greater down the line. Props to Eddie Kingston. Speaking of great promos with CM Punk, coming in at number 2, it's Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, MJF. Oh my god, he should get a spot on the list for that promo segment alone. I have watched that more times than anything else this year, more than Punk's return. He's just magic. He's magic on the mic, and he had my favourite match of the year. So MJF deserves to be on this list. I loved what he did in Stadium Stampede as well. His match with Jericho was great. There's been a lot of sort of underrated stuff that MJF has done this year that I think has flown under the radar just because he's such a good talker. So yeah, MJF is my number 2. And you can all probably guess who number 1 is at this point, right? So at number 1, this is probably no surprise to anyone, it's the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Danielson's year has just been off the chain good. You know, he started off, he was in WWE at the start of the year. Let us not forget, he started off with Roman in the triple threat. He had a great match with Roman in the SmackDown after his last match in WWE. He then transitioned to AEW, where he's just had banger after banger. Suzuki, Kingston, Omega, Hangman, nearly said Punk. Hopefully we'll get that down the line. But Danielson has just been on top form, and for someone who wasn't as into Danielson in WWE, he just wasn't my thing when I was watching. He has transitioned into one of my favourite wrestlers on the planet, and I think that's the same for a lot of people who are jumping into AEW right now. He is having clinic after clinic, and I can't fault anything he has done. He is my favourite wrestler of the year. Will he take that top spot again next year? Who knows? But let me know your favourite wrestlers down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.